Good time zone, one and all, and welcome to For the Causes production of For the Bitch Queen of Hell, where we use the game style of For the Queen to tell different stories for different causes. My name is Brann, I go by Oops All Brands, and here are my incredible players for today's lovely little Hellaverse inspired session. I'm just going to let them go around and introduce themselves and tell you where you can find their beautiful faces. We're just going to round robin this. I'm going to start with your lovely self, B, and then we'll just go round robin it.
Starting with me. All right. Hi, everyone. I'm V. I use she, they pronouns. You can find me at B Does D&D on all the social things. You can also find me on the Tales Guild Twitch channel, GMing, playing, doing all sorts of things, TTRPGs.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for that, B. Moving directly on, we have yourself, Savannah.
Yes, hi, my name is Savannah. I go by Savannah_Georgie on all the platforms. That's where you can find me. I too use she, her pronouns, and I am very excited to be here.
And we're very excited to have you. Marco, can you go up and introduce yourself next?
Good happy time zone to y'all. I am Sam Markov on most socials. I've done a lot of work with a bunch of different creators, a bunch of different things, everything from cosplay to TTRPGs, and I cannot say how happy I am to be at a table with all y'all tonight.
I'm smiling so much already. Up next, could we have yourself, Dippy?
Hi, I am Serendipity. You can call me Dip. I'm Serendipity the Entity on most socials, and I was spacing out, so I don't know what I'm supposed to say. I'm very sorry.
Where people can find you.
I did that. Awesome.
You did so good. You're so great.
So sorry.
That's absolutely fine. Chelsea, what about yourself?
Hello, everyone. Sorry, my teeth are in the way. Hi, I'm Chelsea. I use she, her pronouns. I go by Musicaholic492 on all the media platforms. I also am part of Chronicles of Chaos D&D over on YouTube and Spotify, and also recently am on Fables of Atchman on Zatara's channel every other Sunday on Twitch. And I am happy to be here, and it's going to be fun, right? Yeah?
It's going to be so much fun, so much fun. And last and most certainly not least, Devlin.
I'm Devlin Kane, or Devlin the Bard on most social media. I am a professional storyteller, and I do tabletop content like D&D, Vampire, Bolt Darkness, all that fun stuff. I'm excited to be here playing with everybody. See what we get into.
And we're so glad to have every single one of you. I've also just been told I didn't go over my pronouns, and I've also typed in and I got my own pronouns wrong. That's how good I am at this stuff. I can go by he, then y'all are good with either of those for myself. Now, when it comes to this volume for today, we are going to be supporting the amazing cause that is the Women's Foundation of Minnesota and their Immigrant Rapid Response Fund. As a lot of people know, there's a pretty dicey situation going on all over America right now with how immigrants and how they're being treated right now. And one of the things that, especially from an out of America pair of eyes, that I see when I've looked into the Women's Foundation is not just the what they have done, is what they're continuing to do, continuing to fundraise and fund grassroots campaigns to transform local neighborhoods, and they're at the front of driving policy change that has to be made, and they're a key resource that has to be utilized, and they need the funding for it. So if you can, guys, please do remember to dig deep. It's all going to a great cause. All donations are going directly to this cause, with our goal being $250 by the end of this session. Every single dollar, we are causing change in the community. There will be a Tiltify link pinned in the chat. Every dollar that can be given is much appreciated, and we also do have some rewards for certain values, including TTRPGs, custom homebrew items, and much more. Sorry, I'm just moving some things around here. Sorry about that. There is other things that we can do to try and entice you to donate towards us. You can actively affect what myself and these lovely players are going to be doing today. There are little things you can do, like influencing the answers that some of the players give to some of the questions, or just really affecting the format in which the questions, the answers are given. For instance, for the low and lovely price of $5, you can force one of the players to give a fuck. And this is a stackable effect, which means if you donate $5 25 times, the next person to answer a question must use the word fuck 25 times. Now, I know what you're thinking. There's a Scotsman here. That must be very, very easy. I'm not playing, so make it difficult for my players. Let's do it. There's also, for the same low price of $5, stuff it or suck it, which is where in their next answer they must include a penis. A dick joke must be in there somewhere. I will take no less. For the amazing price of $20, you can spin a wheel, spin for sin, and whatever deadly sin is landed on, it must influence the next answer given. And now, if you really want to start things up and you really want to make some people flounder, for the amazing price of $50, you can make this a spontaneous musical, and anyone involved in the next scene must contribute musically. It's such a fantastic array of effects. There's no reason to not get involved. But we've mentioned a lot of things like questions and answers and all that such, and for some of you, you might not be entirely familiar. So if you're not familiar with how For the Queen is played, well then, let me tell you. For the Queen is a question-based storytelling and world-building game, where my lovely players will take turns answering questions about their queen. While taking turns, other players can add input to a character's answer, usually done by presenting a mustache. But this is the Hellaverse, so we will not be presenting mustaches. We'll be flipping the word. Because why not? Like if you double bird, nothing will happen. I'll just be very, very impressed. By flipping the middle finger up, they will be able to ask a question and prompt a further expenditure on the answer given. However, the player doesn't have to include the given information at all. As a safety tool, if you do encounter a question or an answer that you don't want to be included in the game, you don't want to answer, you don't want it to come up at all, just throw up a big X, both your arms, and immediately we just put that to the side, draw a new question, we move on. Or you can just give a compelling argument as to why this question might be better going to somebody else. We continue answering question cards until a particular question is asked, and it's always the same question. The Queen is under attack. Do you defend her? Every player will answer that question in turn, and when that question is answered, the game is over. Sounds pretty simple, right? That's because it is. Do I have any last minute questions from any of my wonderful players? Fantastic.
I'm nervous.
It'll be fine.
Don't be. It's fine. Then, without further ado, once a century, all of hell gathers in the Pride Ring for the most extravagant and scandalous event. The Pride of Hell Gala. An infernal dimension warping spectacle where sinners, overlords, aristocrats, imps, washed up influencers, you know, they all show off their most outrageous, stylish, and dangerous looks. But the highlight of this gala, the part that sends hell buzzing for years afterwards, is the election of the newest Queen of Pride. Pride is, after all, the sin of image, ambition, dominance, and only those who can command admiration, fear, and a crowd's undivided gaze can seize the crown. This year, you, my amazing and wonderful players, are a member of a queen's retinue. Now, whether that's a stylist, advisor, bodyguard, sycophant, partner, enemy, hanger-on, stalker, who knows? But you've travelled with her to the gala knowing that she is one of the candidates for the crown of Pride. But this century's competition is especially fierce. Rumours are curling through hell. We go now as hell's skies erupt in a spectacle of fireworks, carved from damned souls and weaponized starlight. Because once every century, as I said, the Pride Ring becomes the flaming, fabulous heart of infernal society. As these washed-up sinner celebrities and influencers who've sold their souls for clout all start to gather, slither, strut, and teleport towards the Pride of Hell Gala. The palace that is hosting this event, an ever-shifting monolith of ego and architecture, looms above the streets like a mirror, only reflecting the greatest of insecurities of anybody who steps anywhere within viewing range of it. Velvet carpets unfurl themselves, paparazzi demons hiss and snap photos, and suddenly over every projection screen, radio frequency and magically hijacked mirror in hell, a voice blares through. Good evening, Hell. This is Katie Killjoy coming to you from 666 News from the Pride Ring, where the annual Let's See Who Can Outdress the Apocalypse Gala is now underway. The camera is going to jolt as something wet is going to hit the lens, at which point it just gets wiped away with a disgusted grunt. Some moron's dress has just shredded itself and took half her torso with it, but honestly, she still looks classier than half the idiots dragging their melted asses down this carpet. Oh, look at that, gorgeous. Nothing like the smell of burning hair and liquefying silicone to really kick off a prestigious cultural event. Oh, but who is this that we have coming here today? And this is where we are going to see our entourage for the first time. As the Queen steps out of the large, warping constantly carriage. Who am I going to pick on first? I would like to go to Deputy, because you're at the top of my screen. Deputy, could you please introduce your character to us?
But of course. My character is Sir Dougless III. Basically, imagine a Borzoi dog in a suit with an abnormally long neck and a pocket watch. And he is just sort of coming out, like, his paws are very, very proper as he looks around and just sort of looks in disgust at everyone else. And just sort of looks to the Queen and goes, "No competition. We're going to win."
Fantastic. And as you say this, you're immediately rushed by swarms, the entire entourage rushed by these swarms of paparazzis, and you are a microphone shoved right up into your face. Oh, sorry. I'm still trying to figure out how to work this one. There we go. Right. That's what I'm looking for. Okie dokie. As these microphones and great and wondrous and horrible things all over this red carpet are thrown up in front of you, I would like you to cast your mind back to in preparation for this gala and the things that happened behind the scenes. And I'd like to ask you, what specific restraints has this Queen placed on you that do not apply to anyone else?
Well, other than my collar, I would have to say probably whom I'm allowed to kill. there are quite a few competitors who I was easily able to take out, but there are a few that would cause a little bit too much attention, you know. Obviously, simple paparazzi could easily be disposed of if they become a little too nosy.
Fantastic. Do we have any questions on this? I'm not seeing any. Fantastic. Thank you very much, Dips. We're going to then move directly on, coming back to the red carpet of the Pride of Hell Gala. The next person to have a microphone shoved in their face. Chelsea, could you please introduce your character to us?
I knew it. I knew it when I started hiding. So, stepping out of the carriage is a stark contrast to what everybody else is wearing, because they are not in Met Gala dress formal wear. They are in simple red shirts, black corset, very plain skirt, and a cloak over their shoulders, as they are a bright red tiefling with black horns and very scholar-like glasses. This is not the notebook that she has, but she has this silver notebook with a skull on it, and then she's just writing notes constantly, but like, oh, okay, and there's that one, okay, so no, this is a lot of information, and she's just very keeping her nose to the grindstone in the book, because she is here to check in on everybody, especially with her normal job that she can't really do now because she was forced to come here.
And with regards to that normal job, as again, we ask you to cast your mind back to before this here gala.
Mm-hmm.
When it comes to your job and when it comes to the things you do for this queen, where you have come here, what the question is prompted in a way that I'm going to have to reword to make it make sense to the setting, but why you've come here, this place you have come to travel to, what is it about it that makes you uneasy?
What makes it uneasy for me? What makes it uneasy? Normally, I get to work kind of in the private sanctuary of my quarters, in the castle, for my job, because, you know, I I basically got to go down the line and see why they died, how they died, all that stuff, being next in line for Grim Reaper. But I don't really interact with a lot of people, and so now I have to be around with a lot of people and their judgmental stares, and yeah, somewhere I don't belong. But I was forced to come here, so here I am.
Alrighty. Forced to come here.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Moving from there, if we don't have any other questions, we're going to jump on to Sam. If you wouldn't mind introducing your character for us, please.
Absolutely. So coming out with just sport shades, a full-on, like almost like pure white tailcoat with black fringes, black gloves, and using what looks like a full-on 9-iron as a walking cane. Comes a sinner who, with the slightly point of his face, almost some could say he's got a very beak-ish face.
Okay. Fantastic. And as this golf club wielding sinner steps out, as the paparazzi swarm, I ask you to cast your mind back to a time in this entourage when the Queen once has offered you comfort. And I'd like to know, what about the memory of that will stay with you forever?
During a point in time, during his, we're just going to call it cursed outrages, Ones where upon reaching a certain stage of anger, he no longer maintains his physical form. He transforms into that of a pure white, rage-filled goose. During one of said episodes, the queen did what they could to calm them. Holding them, petting them. He was still very angry initially. And though he will almost never admit to it that he very, very much enjoyed the attention he got, it did soothe him and eventually cause him to turn back.
Okay, I'm going to have a question on this one. I would like some extension here. Now, when you say that you turn into a rage-filled goose, are we talking human-sized goose, or do you physically shrink into just a standard goose?
Goose-sized goose.
So we are talking the rage becomes smaller. Fantastic.
And much more destructive.
I believe we have another question here as well.
If I might ask, what made you so angry?
Someone made a comment about my nose.
It is.
That's it. They just made a comment about the nose. It's quite a lot to instill such rage, but we're not here to talk about wrath. We're here to talk about pride. Thank you very much. As we go on to the next on our docket, Devlin, if you wouldn't mind, as the first half of the entourage has stepped out, now comes into the back half of the entourage, taking up the back portion of this queen's entrance. What do we see from yourself?
Benny is a tall, very slender fellow wearing simple kind of gray garbs and a kind of a popper shirt, a bowler cap, incredibly pale skin, and a wide, toothy grin, and a mutton stash that has a bit of a blonde, dirty blonde kind of color to it. As he is kind of leading behind, he is meticulously observing his entourage's outfits, making sure that they are to his expectations.
Fantastic. And with that, while you conduct these inspections, ensuring everything meets the rigorous and high standards that you have, again, thinking back to the times before this gala, before your journey set out to arrive in the Ring of Pride, what promise did the Queen make to you before this journey? And do you think that she will keep it?
Before participating in this, Benny was promised that he would be allowed to make the gown that she wears on her ascension.
Mm-hmm. And do you think that she will keep that promise?
Oh, she better.
Oh, I see a bird by a bird. Ask your question, Wedge.
What does the dress look like that you're planning on designing?
I suppose inspiration will take place and sparked by the events of the evening.
A incredibly diplomatic way to say none of your goddamned business. And that is what I absolutely love to hear. I see no more birds in the sky, and therefore we move on. Thank you so much there from Benny. And moving on to B. If you wouldn't mind introducing your character, please.
Yeah, I think kind of stepping out next, seeing already that there's some drama spinning up between Dougless and Wedge. Probably step between the two of them, and you just see a tall, kind of gray-skinned woman with pixie cut hair, wearing a beautiful red dress with a kind of like side cut down the side that looks like it wasn't designed that way, but has been forcefully altered for comfort or for better movement. Who knows? But one thing that would definitely stand out a little bit is the dress itself kind of doesn't really have a back to it. It's kind of a backless dress because it has to be, because on her back she has a set of kind of burnt, kind of cindered wings that are kind of, the feathers are kind of burnt away. Some parts of it are still singed and kind of look like they're still burning somewhat. But she'd probably step between the two of you and be like, it has been less than 5 fucking minutes. I need you two to chill. All right? We're here for one reason and for one reason only. You can sort your differences out later.
Fantastic. As we see this vim and vigor of an arrival, again, I would like you to cast, as everyone else has, your mind back to what has been the most difficult part of this journey for you, and what makes you so adept at overcoming it.
I think the most difficult part of this journey is being in a place of so many sinners of all shapes and sizes. The most difficult part is that she still stands out because she, unlike many others here, practically anyone else, is not just a demon. She used to be an angel. So she always gets stares at the wings and always gets awkward looks and awkward comments. But what makes her so adept at overcoming that is that she's over time just truly she's just grown to kind of just one-up anyone that's giving her an awkward look. Like, she doesn't shy away from it anymore. She doesn't show signs of weakness in those moments. So she kind of, if someone's giving her an awkward look, she'll kind of respond with not quite aggression, but kind of making it very clear that, like, I don't care that you're looking at me. You know, it's very, very much if someone is staring at her, it's take a picture, it'll last longer kind of attitude.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
The best way to overcome such a thing. And I'm not seeing any birds in the sky, so therefore I'm going to move on to our next attendee. Thank you very much for that, B. As we move on to Savannah, if you wouldn't mind introducing your character for us, please.
Yes, so Miss Lori, very to herself, quiet, private, but not unapproachable. Looks like a literal humanoid dust bunny. and she is just moseying about, minding her business, checking the corners, checking the tables, listening in on conversations. She'll be the first one to notice that you whispered something under your breath, but probably the last to mention it, because there's a time and place for everything. She likes to keep things tidy and clean, and despite her dusty, literal dusty appearance, it seems anytime she touches something, it's still cleaner than before she got there.
Okay. Love this description. Thinking of the journey so far and thinking of the particular part you play in this queen's journey to a hopeful ascension, I would like you to think back to the time that the queen once expressed a desire to you that you knew you could not fulfill. What have you done about it?
Well, there is only so much that you can do about a person's reputation. There's only so many people you can convince that it's not as good or bad as the person in question wants it to be. Only so many people who will believe you, no matter how much evidence you present or omit. And that is something that the queen is simply going to have to accept and hope does not come back around. That is not to say Lori did not do her best, but that does not mean that it may have been fulfilled. So she will know that there is a chance of consequences happening, but she also gets to leave the situation knowing she did everything she could.
Okay. Well, with our entourage fully introduced at this point, as your queen makes her way down the red carpet, it comes to a point where the queens must enter by themselves and the entourage must go in with the rest of the guests. But it's at this point that you guys get to see your queen in all her glory as she steps into the major paparazzi eye. Away from the simple entrance march, she makes her way around into the grand entrance that will take her to the stage where she can begin her part of the job. But as you all see this queen take her walk down, you all finally get the chance to see that this is where the entourage, this is as far as you can take her. But in amongst the dresses and the overlords and the arriving celebrities and the, exploding dresses, hellhounds, and general waystays of the Pride Ring, it gives you time for reflection. It gives you time to look back on things that have happened during your time preparing and journeying here. For instance, to yourself, Sir Dougless, the Queen has made you feel something that you've never felt before. Do you want it to happen again?
No. The Queen has made me feel like prey. And I'm a hunter. So no.
I think I hear the flapping of. Oh, yep, that's definitely a bird in the sky. I believe we have a question for Sir Dougless.
Mm. The person asking the question is also muted.
They are indeed. That's,
Sorry.
That's rookie mistakes right there, guys. Like,
it is all Brann for my character too. Let's be real. With the notebook, it just kind of maybe have heard the fuss like, Sir Dougless, is that right? Yeah.
Full name. if you are addressing me, you will use my full name, Sir Dougless Canem III.
Sir Douglas Canem III. Got it.
Canem.
Sorry. What was that in context with? Was it something personal? Was it something random? I'm trying to make conversation here.
Let's just say the Queen and I have a deal. And if she gets chosen today, it will be fulfilled.
Okay. Alright. Good to know. Thank you. Thank you. Nose in the notebook and just starts writing again.
Our DM is also muted.
So you're not the only one!
Well, that's because I tried to follow the rules and mute myself, and look what happens. This is why you can't give orders to somebody who is neurodivergent as fuck. That one doesn't count, by the way, because we've just had 5 give a fucks redeemed, which means, as we move on to our next question, which is going to be to Mortja.
No!
Oh, good,
As you have buried your
that.
head back in this notebook, desperate to hide, remembering you must use the word fuck 5 times. Serving your queen is your duty. This could not be better. What do you do for her that is also your pleasure? 5 fucks, remember. Go. Wait. Go.
What I do that fuck what I do for Sir Queen fuck. Okay, fuck. Okay, fine. My normal fucking job is that I'm the friendly. I'm the next Green Leaper in line. Okay, I go around people's and I just take down notes of how they died and why they died, whether worthy of hell or heaven, and all that fucking shit. Fuck shit. Sorry. And I like doing that because then it creates some kind of order, and I know whether people are good or bad. Fuck shit. I'm hides in the notebook. It gives her pleasure, but it also gives me mine too. Fuck, sorry.
You paid for 5 and got 10. Fantastic.
Sorry.
And would you know, as the famous saying goes, where there's a fuck, there's a bird. So going to our goose candidate Wedge here, you have a question, I believe.
Do you find some sick enjoyment in doing what you do?
Do I have to be completely honest?
No, if
You
you don't
do
want to be.
not.
At times, because those that deserve hell then deserve to be where they are, but I mean, I just could have a mixed warp of, I don't interact with people well. All I know is to sort people where they go and all that stuff, but I'm realizing that there's more to people than there is to the eye, so maybe I've had that kind of wrong. But having some kind of job gives me a purpose. So maybe some enjoyment there, since I really haven't had much experience with anything else. And this scala is a big one. Oh my god.
Fine. Oh, okay. Oh, this as has always happened. There were so many fucks. There's so many birds in the sky now.
No.
So I didn't see the order they go up. So I'm just going to go in order as we would ask the questions. So we're going to start with yourself, Sir Dougless. Ask your question.
You are also in hell. What gives you the right to judge others?
I'm not judging others. My job is just to take notes of how they died and all that stuff and see where they put in hell. It's not, I'm not judging others. I'm
You said
sorry.
you were putting them,
Huh?
and whether or not they deserved to be in hell.
Per Queen's orders.
Of course. Blame the queen.
Blame the queen. Indeed. Dangerous words, fighting words, or as some would say, bird words. The bird is the word, there is another bird. Esme, you have a question.
I think just kind of seeing the uncomfortability of of that question would probably just seeing the way that you are just kind of would ask, do you find it easier to analyze people from a distance than just to have a face-to-face conversation? Is that kind of easier to process?
Yeah, because I've been kept away a whole lot. I don't really interact with people face to face. I'm from a distance. This is really my first outing out, and I don't know how to do it. Sorry. She used to get a little teary-eyed.
Well, you're doing great so far.
Thank you.
You're doing very great.
Just
I
like
believe there
just
was-
eyeing Sir Douglas, just like narrowed eyes. There's definitely just like comforting them, just a little head pat, and then just round. It's just Sir Douglas.
I'm good. I'm in character. I'm good. But I did see another bird.
I did see another bird. Do we have another bird in the sky on this one? We do. We have one more bird. Fantastic. If you wouldn't mind asking your question, Laurie.
Not that I was eavesdropping as far as you're concerned. Is there a particular reason that you wouldn't want to be fully honest about your enjoyment of such things? Is it possible you don't get enjoyment because you're not thorough or just not confident in your ability to make these judgments?
Confidence. That's something I don't really hear about myself. So yeah, you could say I'm not really confident.
Interesting that the queen would place the order on you, but that's neither here nor there because you're already here and I'm going to go over there.
Okay. There you go. Sorry, everybody.
Well, with that being the last question that we will take to add on to that, it's with great joy that I get to announce that we've had another donation in the form of a spontaneous musical. And so, moving on to the next of our many, many great questions to be asked. It's in this moment I would like to focus on our lovely Wedge. Now, Wedge, thinking on the journey that's brought you here, I'd like to ask, and remember, you have to be musical. What is something that you do for the Queen that has prepared you well for this journey?
Well, now that is a very particular thought. Though it's difficult to say exactly how. Practicing golf has helped me in some cases, but not particularly in the now. It helps to have a sharp eye when judging distance. Especially when choosing which club. But to know exactly how I help the Queen, well, that's for you to find out, Bob.
We definitely got the start of an intro to a musical number there. And I feel only inclined to put a bird in the sky. So here's a question that I have for you, my golf club wielding friend. See, you talk about distance and clubs to be chosen, but tell me, what lies at the end? Tell me, as that ball strikes over the field and as you aim for that hole in one, well, tell me, what makes you so special that only you can do what's done?
Well, it's hard to say exactly what, but let's just say having a keen eye ain't just everything. After all, it's hard to hold a club if you don't know what to do with your hands.
I see no more birds in the sky. And so I believe our Wedge has played his part in this one. Thank you very much. As we move on to Benny. Benny, as the Queen leaves and you are made to look at the part you've played in this, I beg you to think back on a time that the Queen has sometimes shown interest in your personal life. How do you respond to that? And why?
Met the Queen some time ago, and she seemed to take a liking to my work. Come around town every once in a while to say hello. We may not exactly have shared a dietary interest, but she took a liking to a particular work of mine and asked me to make her gowns for the evening. I found myself seeing an opportunity that is a little rare in hell these days. So I offered to make the gowns for the evening. As to why she initially came, I couldn't say.
Very concise. Thank you very much. And again, our sky does look to be clear of birds. At which point that means I'm going to have to beg of Esme. During the preparation and the behind the scenes stuff that has happened, in preparation to come here, the Queen has ordered you to do something that you knew that you would regret doing. Have you forgiven yourself for doing it?
Oh. was this looking around here and now, it seems like the competition for our queen is not particularly high, at least from what I'm noticing. However, leading up to this, she did not believe that to be the case. And she ordered me to make that the case by disposing of some competition. Given my background as an angel and the past that they've had with certain events, I had not killed anyone until since then. This was the first time that I had been asked to do that since falling. But because it was for our queen, I did it. But I definitely have not forgiven myself for it. Okay. Okay.
There is a flock of birds in the sky
So
right
many.
here. And this time I'm going to go in the reverse order. So I'm going to start with Wedge.
Wedge, you're muted.
And he started off with so much gravitas.
What exactly did you do that had you so recompenseful?
Recompenseful. Sorry, B is trying to remember what that word means. In the moment, I'm just
recompensive,
Remorseful, perhaps?
robots.
remorseful. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's been a long time since I've done that, and well, I'm good at it, but that doesn't mean I enjoy it. So I didn't like returning to it, but it was easy at the same time. If that answers your question.
Embrace it. We are what we are. Even if we aren't bastards.
Sometimes you don't like what you are. Try to change it. But I guess
Totally can't honky relate there.
old habits die hard, I guess. Especially in hell.
With that, I will nod our head towards Mortja for their question.
Hi, Esme. I mean, my question was kind of in the same vein as Wedge, so thank you for asking that and answering. I'm sorry that it wasn't great, but it's sorry, I'm getting all flustered.
It's just me. You don't need to be flustered.
Well, if you were asked to do it again, would you, or would you stand your ground more?
Depends who's asking, I guess, and what the stakes are.
I mean, you don't have to if you don't want to. I mean, obviously, I'm in a different situation because of my contract, but, you know, it's okay to feel not good about some things sometimes. Hey, it just means you're not alone. I mean, look at, I guess most of us we've all done things we're not proud of, right?
It's kind of how you end up here. Although, some people enjoy the bad things they do.
I'm incredibly proud of everything I've done.
Doesn't surprise me.
I had that feeling. But
I
yeah.
don't have many regrets.
Speaking of which, I believe that Sir Dougless has a question.
Yes. I guess I had this question before, but now I have it even more. Why did you say yes to the Queen if it's something you so desperately did not want to do?
Lesser of two evils, I guess. I mean, it's pretty easy to say down here, but you know, it was not as straightforward as, oh, she's a threat, she's probably gonna look better than me. She was right that competition would get violent between the two of them, so she wanted to get ahead of it. So it was either jumpstart beforehand or potentially later on. Preventing a problem before it became a bigger issue, I guess. Preemptive violence.
Makes sense.
I do see another bird in the sky, and it will be the last bird that we take, the last question we take
Okay.
on this one. So, Wedge, ask your final question before we move on.
Well, it's just kind of lean in the golf club. How'd you do it?
I would also like to know this.
Takes out the
Quickly-
notebook.
Quickly and painlessly.
Ugh.
There are many pressure points to the body that caused instant death. I'll let you fill the blanks.
Pressure points to body. I probably can figure this one. Just goes back to notebook. Just
Like I said, I don't enjoy it, so, but I'm good at it.
And with that, we bring ourselves on to the last of our retinue as they watch the Queen heading without them to yourself, Laurie.
Yes.
As you watch her head inside, I would like you to think, what do you do for this Queen that no one else can?
Maybe get the job done without feeling bad about it. We're not here to discuss ethics or morality or whether or not we should. Can we do it, and can we do it well? And that's all I need to do with her. It's all she wants, and I can do it. And I've done it.
Well, I think that the Ring of Pride just got a little bit overcast because there was definitely some shade thrown there. And we do love a bit of that.
She'll thank me when she gets her rewards in the end, but she also will have no one to blame but herself if she fumbles it. I'm not here to make her trip and fall if she can't handle her success. I'm just here to make sure she has a better chance than the people around her. That's all.
Fantastic. With the queens now all safely in. We do have a question. Yes, we will take that question.
You
Sir
dare
Douglas.
ignore Sir Douglas?
I didn't see Sir Douglas.
How could you not? I'm very tall. My neck is so long.
Yes,
I'm
but
And that's
I.
low.
Don't want to piss them off. Don't want to piss them off.
No, please, get pissed off. I want to see and hear your real thoughts the way you intend to say them.
No, I was just wondering. So are we all killing the competition for the Queen? Because I am, and she is. Are
I
you as
never
well?
said any. I never said anything about killing. I just said I got a job done successfully the way the queen wanted me to. No one said anything about killing.
Sir. You are not entertaining in the least, and I thought you would be considering the shade you just threw.
Oh, I didn't realize I turned into a mirror when you said that.
I am much taller than you.
Since
Just
when
saying.
has height ever made somebody more interesting?
More material to work with.
I'm not claiming to be interesting. I'm claiming to be bored.
That's fair. Well, I guess there is one thing that comes of height. It helps narrow down the target pool sometimes.
And with this graceful and quite amusing tete-a-tete back and forth,
Yeah, shall we dance?
our camera will pan back and Katie Killjoy's face will just slide into place. Well, isn't this fucking lovely? All right, Hell's Fashion Disasters. The last of our wannabe queens are slinking their way inside. And just look at them, posing, preening, and pretending that they haven't secretly been shivving each other behind the step and repeat. One candidate has just tripped over her own curse train and took out 3 paparazzi. Honestly, highlight of the evening. And right as she's speaking, there is a brilliant flash of light behind her. Before you hear, oh, you have got to be fucking kidding me. As the camera swings around and Lucifer steps down, a cascade of feathers, charm, and barely contained celestial smugness. Before Katie continues on with wonderful Lucifer Morningstar himself, Hell's original pretty boy, king of PR disasters. Here is a not-so-surprise guest, because if there's one thing this gala needed, it's theatrics and daddy issues. This is Katie Killjoy signing off for a quick break before I commit another fucking felony murder on live television. one. And anyway, like, I didn't even realize who he was. And then he was like giving me his name, and oh my fuck, we're live again. Hello, everyone. We are back here at the Pride of Hell Gala. And would you believe it? The temperature in the air just dropped. I mean, rose like 10 degrees, because here he comes, his royal walking midlife crisis. Satan has arrived on the red carpet. And look at him, Satan himself, the king of hell, supervisor of every idiot who's ever made a bad decision. And he's early, which means that someone's getting sacrificed backstage, or he found a new mistress to impress, one of the two. At which point, our camera's going to start to move inside, where people are getting seated in the gala, as the queens can all be seen walking the stage, the beginning of the event. Two of our guest judges have arrived. We have Lucifer, the morning star himself, and we've got Satan. Before our third judge arrives, as you all begin to take your seats, I would invite you all to cast your mind to the possibilities that come from your queen becoming the newly elected Queen of Pride. And Sir Dougless, while you think of this, I would like to ask you, your queen has given you an order not to speak to another member of the retinue. Who, and do you know why?
Just a quick clarification. Another member of the retinue, meaning the people here that the
yeah,
other people.
The entourage here as given.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Well, I know why. I'm not supposed to. I'm not really supposed to talk with Wedge because we keep getting into fights, and also he's a goose. I have a rifle. It's hunting season.
A very, very good answer. And the birds must have heard about this rifle you're carting, because I see none of them in the sky right now. So we're going to step on over to Mortja as you take your seats. And I'd love to invite you to ponder, as you gaze down at her on the stage, in your eyes, what makes your queen beautiful?
Wait, is it me? Is it me? I dissociated for a little bit.
That's absolutely fine.
It makes sense with their book. What makes the queen beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh, right, huh. Well, I think kind of going back to an earlier conversation that Lori had mentioned, confidence, because I don't really have any, and she always seems to have a lot. I kind of wish I knew how to have that confidence, and I don't really know how, given my limited interactions with people because of my job and stuff. I mean, there's the obvious, like, very beautiful hair and, vavoom body, bada badam, but it's that confidence for me that I find very beautiful. More envious of it than anything.
Confidence is truly something to be seen as beautiful. But I don't think many of the birds locally are quite confident in their flying skills, because yet again our sky still appears quite clear. And so we move on from yourself, Mortja, to Wedge. Now, Wedge, I'd love to ask you. The Queen has a pet name for you. Do you appreciate it?
First off, I don't know where you heard that outlandish rumor about the Queen having a pet name for me. I will neither confirm or deny it, as well as confirm or deny my feelings for it thereof.
Oh, I see. Okay, I will give over to the three members of the entourage for this. I seen it go in order. We're going to go Mortja, then we're going to go Laurie, then we will go to Sir Douglas. So Mortja, ask your question.
Hi, Wedge. Just curious, what was the name? What was the name people were saying was your favorite? Was your nickname that the Queen gave you? I've heard some things, but what is it?
Well, I know a few people who got a personal introduction to my 9-iron, call me the Feather Duster.
Feather Duster?
Feather Duster.
Interesting. Never heard that before. Writes down her notebook.
What are you writing?
Don't worry about it. No, seriously, you don't have to worry about it.
All right.
And on that reliable note, we go to Laurie with your question for Mr. Feather Duster here.
Mr. Feather Duster, very interesting name. Just like the so-called pet name the Queen has given you, I just wanted to clarify. Is this a pet name as in a nickname of adoration and love and respect, or pet name as in something a master gives to a dog?
That's none of your business.
I can make it my business. I just wanted to give you the courtesy of making the first move.
If there is one that exists, it's one that's set in private.
Nothing stays private forever.
Like one of those golf caddies who can't get enough of everyone else's business.
Thank you
He's
very much
already
for that,
stated
Laurie.
that she pets him, so I'm pretty sure it's the latter.
And speaking of pets, Sir Douglas, you also have a question.
I find that
Valerie.
offensive. My question was already answered.
Fantastic. Then in that case, we do have space. Esme does have our third and final question.
I'll just say at the mention of this nickname, I'm just gonna look over to Wedge, just completely straight face. Is it Ryan Goosling?
Not a soul ever hears those words uttered. I will break out the driving iron.
Just remember, I know those pressure points. We'll see who's faster.
Gotta get close first. And I have a golf cart in my pocket. Don't ask how it gets in there.
Yes, at this point, I'm going to take it upon myself to say that if somebody donates $30, we will forever refer to Wedge as Ryan Goosling.
Yes.
Sir Douglas leans over to Mortja and is like, write that down right now.
Write that down. No,
Write that
I
down.
absolutely, I would absolutely just like nudge them, just be like,
Don't worry, I got it.
With that question well and truly answered, we move on from Wedge to Brann. As your queen takes to the stage, and you think on the time of the traveling and the working alongside the queen to get her to this stage, you sometimes think of one member of this retinue as the queen's favorite. Who is it, and why do you think this?
You know, that's actually stuff that I've considered quite often. If I were to make the declaration, I think it might be Mortja. Very unique material.
Oh. And Mortja has apparently brought a bird of her own. Mortja, what is your question to add on here?
I think as that is said, what, Benny? Why? What? Why? No. Why? No. Why do you think so? That is what I'm trying to say.
She seems to keep you close. No. No, just a little something I've taken notice of, and to be worn by a queen is a high honor, I think.
Okay. I don't know how to take this. Thank you. Is that what you say? Okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay.
I look forward to continuing to work with you.
She starts blushing and hides behind the notebook.
And I believe that Mortja is the only bird that was brought. It was the only one that brought a bird here, and so therefore, our next question I'm going to pose to Esme. Esme, you sometimes think that, oh, that's a great follow-up. You sometimes think that you might be the Queen's favourite. Why? And why does this worry you?
I think that because she keeps me close, and given my nature, and the things she's been able to get me to do on her behalf because of the perceived power she has over me. There's an old saying of this is why it worries me. There's an old saying of keep your friends close but your enemies closer. I worry how that might change very dramatically one day when my usefulness has ended.
Okay. Now, do we have... Oh, we do have a bird in the sky from the Birdman himself, Wedge.
Say for whatever reason, your greatest fear wins out and you no longer become as useful. Do you think she'll simply let you go or send someone like yourself after you?
Well, she can certainly try. But I worry for whoever the poor soul she decides to send after me, because they're not winning that fight. You volunteering?
Oh, me? Yeah, we're friends, aren't we?
Yeah.
For now. Hope it stays that way. You're actually pretty good company. Unlike some of the other in this room.
Likewise.
With that, if the sky's clear for a moment, we move on from Esme, and we're going to ask Laurie. Laurie, regarding your queen, this queen trusts you, but nobody else in this royal court, in this entourage, does. Why?
That's an excellent question. She does trust me, simply because it hasn't backfired yet. I'm good at what I do, and the other people in the room know that. They trust I can get it done, they just don't trust how much it's going to affect them. They don't like that. People don't trust things that can work against them. But I'm not here to gain their trust. I'm just here to do what I need to do and make sure things stay squeaky clean in the process. That is all.
That is all. Is that all? It would appear to be all. And what a time for it to be all, because our competition has begun. And just in time, because outside we continue Katie Killjoy as she announces that, as if things weren't already loud, horny, and insufferable enough, guess who has slithered his overinflated ass right behind us as Asmodeus descends like some kind of deific glitter entity. Explosions, pulsing neon hearts, dancers hanging from chains, all of them singing in perfect pitch as he arrives in. And Katie, at this point, her eyes can be heard rolling as she says, "Oh, look, it's Asmodeus, the Lord of Lust, the only man in hell who thinks that a 7-story entrance is subtle. I swear this gala has more stripper poles than my producer's last birthday party." At which point it's going to zoom in on him blowing kisses into the audience and taking his seat. Over the course of the next maybe half hour or so of the gala's main event going ahead, the Queens parade and show off the many talents and skills they have. Some of those skills involve singing, some involve dancing, some involve, well, a particular type of dancing that usually involves partners, oftentimes multiples of 4. But we eventually reach a point where it's coming down to the final wire. Our last queens are taken to the stage. Lucifer looks bored. Satan looks engrossed. Asmodeus looks like Asmodeus. And as your queen is announced as one of the finalists, Sir Dougless, as you see her on the stage right now, I ask you, when was the last time that the Queen was gentle with you?
The first time she met me. Last time, only time.
And there is... Oh, there is in fact a bird in the sky. And it's got a friend. And Mortja. And then we will go to Laurie.
Okay. Sir Dougless Canem Sir Dougless Canem the Third. Hi.
You're learning.
Yes, I'm trying my very best with my social interactions. Are you comfortable with expanding on that? If not, it's totally fine. I'm just curious.
I was freshly in hell.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
I expanded.
All right. Okay. I didn't specify, so that's enough for now. Thank you. And we'll bow, and then she's like, "Oh shit, that was stupid," and goes back to writing in her
No, I
notebook.
enjoyed it. Do it again.
Laurie, your question?
I'm gonna need further elaboration. Why you? You're not the first fresh soul to walk in here, and you're certainly not going to be the last. Even angels end up down here. Why you?
Because I came here on purpose.
Still not the first, still not the last. I know of a very charming gentleman who always has this handsome smile upon his face. He was well aware of where he was going to end up. So I've heard. Why you still so special to the queen?
Because she wanted a guard dog. And I needed to be talked into it.
All right.
How very interesting. Thank you very much, Sir Douglas. As we move on to Mortja, I would love to know from you. It's been mentioned that you are believed to be the Queen's favourite, but yet, in your heart of hearts, you know you arranged for the Queen to be ambushed on this journey. What did they offer you to do this?
Wow. Ooh, buddy. All right, how am I gonna make this sense with how my so we all know Loot, that's their name, Loot, right? The second in command from heaven above that definitely didn't like Adam being killed and all that shit. Sorry for swearing. They somehow managed to find me, and I think with me being so anxious and full of uncertainty and stress from my job, they offered that maybe if this was done, that I could have an easier time over in heaven, especially because I'd maybe be able to interact with people more and all that stuff, and maybe gain some confidence and not feel so forced in some situations, even though I kind of put that on myself. Gosh, I'm rambling. Anyways, it sounded enticing at the time, and I think I stuttered a few words here and there, and I accepted it. But now that I'm on this, I'm rethinking my choices, and I really don't think I made a good idea in the end after all. And it's making me worry, and I want to find a way to retract that. I'm so not good with people. I'm so not good with people.
Speaking of not good choices, who made this bloody palace open-topped? Because two birds have just got inside. Esme, ask your question, and then we'll go to Laurie.
You said that you're starting to regret your decision now. How far would you go to undo what you've done?
I don't know, whatever to make it right again. I'm just a two-faced bitch. Is that what you say? God, I'm more deserving to hell than anybody in here. Fuck. And that was without the donation.
I really don't think that's true. People have done far worse things in hell.
It's pretty worse for me, but I'm sorry. I'm terrible.
Aren't we all?
Laurie, I believe you also have a question to be asked.
I do, and it's a very gentle question, I promise. Is the lack of confidence a facade?
Oh!
It's very easy to deflect blame or suspicion when people assume that you would never do such a thing. But for someone who can't interact with people very easily, you sure had no problem arranging an ambush. It's quite a jump.
No, I promise it's not. You see how I interact with people and how I'm so stuttery and I fucking mess up words, and they caught me in a stressful time, and just I I said some things. I think because you saw how I was so fucking stuttery in the beginning and stuff. I have a problem stuttering, and I don't know. I didn't know. I promise it's not an act. What do I need to do to make you believe it?
I understand that. It's fine. I've also seen people stumble over their words while putting on a performance, but the difference between a professionally trained actor and you is that they sold their performance.
I promise I'm not. I promise.
Oh, and we've just had, at the end of that question there, Laurie, thank you very much. We have just had a spin for sin.
Oh.
And so that means that as I move on to Wedge's question, there's my wheel. I have my wheel. Unfortunately, I can't put my wheel on the screen. So I'm going to spin it here. Now, this could either be very good or very strange, or either way, there's a goose involved, so it's... Oh, you've got a double whammy here, because now there's also a stuff it or suck it. So and it goes very hand in hand right here, Wedge, because the question I have for you is, what do you usually do for the Queen? And why does that make you an unlikely choice for this journey? Your answer must be influenced by the sin of lust. And I will be requiring a dick somewhere in there. 'Tis what she proclaimed.
I had a hunch. I had a fucking hunch. Well, normally, I wouldn't be answering a question such as that, but I think in this particular circumstance, since the topic has been broached so often, why the fuck not? You know how back on Earth there's that cartoon duck? Makes a very, very particular noise when he gets angry. Let's just say, I can make that noise too, but in a very, very intriguing sense. And, well, I mean, she does thank me for my cock later on, but, I also go around killing people for her. When necessary. You know, it helps to be able to just get absolutely pissed off, turn into a goose, and then go through someone's asshole and come out the throat. What, you think with all of this shit going on, this is surprising?
Nope. That is, well, speaking of cocks, there's a bird in the sky. Sir Douglas, you have a question.
What does going through someone's asshole and out their mouth have to do with golf?
In one hole, out the other.
Pretty sure in golf you just want to go in the hole.
Depends on what kind of golf you're playing. Any golf can be entertaining too.
He is a goose. 2 birds, 1 stone. Hole in one.
Did you know that from your mouth to your asshole is just one uninterrupted big hole?
The skin on your lips is the same as the skin on your asshole. You didn't know.
Hence why the insult. God ruined a perfectly good ass when he gave yours teeth.
I appreciate the creativity. That was actually very good.
Do we have any other birds in the sky for No, there's in fact a vehement no. There is no more birds in the sky. Thank you so much for that, Wedge. As we move on now to Benny. Benny, I would love to hear from you on the subject matter of when was the last time that you were embarrassed by the Queen?
Well, I suppose that would be upon the completion of a previous gown. In fact, the one she's wearing this evening. Once I finished the task, I broached the arrangement that we had previously discussed, in which she very quickly humiliated me in front of the neighbors in the quarter and took my tools until the event of the evenings conclude.
How very not okay. And we do have a bird being flipped by our lovely Wedge here, and a follow-up from Mortja. So, Wedge, your question, please. Wedge also happens to be muted.
I swear, some of the censor bars around here are acting ridiculous. In regards to that dress, let's be completely honest here. If you had the chance to go back and change it, would you?
I can think of a few modifications I'd like to make.
Such as?
Perhaps a little more leather.
Oh. That would be a good look.
There's always room for more leather. Mortja, thoughts, questions, prayers?
No prayers yet. I go over to Benny. I'm sorry she made you feel that way. I mean, I think it looks really pretty, but I mean, hey, you pulled it off and you did real good work. And hey, there's improvement for the next one, right? I know that's not really a question, but trying to give encouragement since, you know, I'm not great at giving it myself. Trying to give it to others, yay!
Oh, I appreciate your support, and I'm pretty sure that somebody here will be assisting me with the making of said gown. So, it shouldn't be too troublesome.
Thank you very much for those additions to Benny's question there. As we move on, Esme, I would absolutely love your input on a perfect option for some shade. In your eyes, Esme, what makes your queen ugly?
Esme believes that our queen is going to win this because this entire thing is about pride and aesthetics and everything on the outside. And she agrees that she is absolutely stunning and perfect on the outside. It's what's on the inside that extremely ugly. She will do anything, screw over anyone, kill anyone, not directly herself, as I found out, to get what she wants and to be in the position she wants to be in. Her
Very-
personality is what makes her ugly. And her intentions.
The truest ugliness, really, when you sit down and think about it. And there are no birds on this one. Thank you very much, Esme. As we move to Laurie. Laurie, I would absolutely love to hear your point of view about a little rumor. A rumor about you and the Queen back at your royal court. How did this rumor start, and is it true?
Well, for starters, no, it's definitely not true. Because I started it. It was a rumor I created. Did nothing for me, did everything to her. I just wanted to show her what happens if she crosses a boundary or if I have to repeat myself one too many times.
Okay. Do we have any birds in the air? That's what we do from Wedge.
Our favorite pile driver.
Wedge, you're muted once more, my friend.
How outlandish has the rumor grown since it was first spread? What has it evolved into? Because we all know that rumors may start out one way and dramatically change as it get past mouth to ear.
That is true. But that's the fun of a rumor, isn't it? Seeing where it starts and where it ends, how much of it stays the same, and how much is elaborated for dramatic effect. Sometimes it gets so big you forget who the first original victim of that rumor was, because you're too concerned with all the newer developments that are happening.
Oh, do tell.
Oh,
What's
it
it
got-
circulating now?
Oh, it's circulating quite a bit. The only reason that it hasn't completely ruined her is because only one of us knows the actual truth. Speculation can only take someone so far.
At least that's more interesting than Feather Duster.
Sir Douglas has another point to ask.
What is the rumor?
Whatever you want it to be. Whatever makes you happy in liking or hating the Queen to your heart's content.
Ooh.
I can think of a few things.
And there you have it. The game of the ever-growing rumor continues.
And with that, we come to the final portion of our game today. I'd like to know that throughout this entire session, we have raised $100, which is absolutely phenomenal, guys. But we still have one question left. And that is something that means that we still have time for any last-minute donations should they wish to come. There comes a voice mid-hair flip, mid-backstab, mid-silent bribery, as Satan stands and says, "Enough. I am bored. I have endured hours of speeches, posturing, preening, and whatever that fucking musical number was supposed to be. This is the Pride Ring, not a knitting circle. If you want to be the Queen of Pride, then prove you are worthy. Show me ferocity, show me ambition, and show me why I shouldn't incinerate every last one of you and start over. Effective immediately, the title will be decided the traditional way. Combat. Entertain me or die trying." I now have the great joy of asking you all, as the final queens and their entourages take to the stage, your queen is under attack. Do you defend her? We are going to do this at the same time. So I want everybody's hands out in the open. We're going to do this by simple process of thumbs up, thumbs down. There is no thumb sideways. You are in the circle of pride. In 3, in 2, in 1, reveal. Oh. And with not a full entourage to support her. It's over in a burning blaze of glory as it all kicks off. This backstage brawl has escalated to the point where security has either fled, joined in, or been eaten. One of the Queen candidates has summoned a Hydra, and as Modis is screaming at someone for stepping on his tail, and Satan has just got involved and threw a spotlight at an overlord. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It's the greatest and most monumental clusterfuck that has ever dared to happen. And you've had it all here, live, from 666 News. And that is our game for this evening. It has been a great joy to have been here with these players, and a great joy to be able to say that with that $100, we have brought our total raised so far for this month to $700, which is a fantastic amount. And that money is going straight to the Women's Foundation of Minnesota for their Immigrant Relief Fund. So thank you so much to everybody that did donate to that. I would just very much love to say once again that it has been a great joy meeting all these lovely people, seeing all these wonderful characters, and getting R-rated with them all today. It's been amazing. It's been immense. And I truly wish that we could go on for hours and hours, but unfortunately, we have reached our end. Thank you all so much again for joining us at For the Cause. As I said, we've raised a total of $700 for the Women's Foundation of Minnesota for this entire month. I'm going to move on to my players, allow them to do their sign-offs, and let you know once again where you can find their lovely, beautiful faces. If you'd like to see me, my name is Oops All Brands, everywhere on social media, and I mostly do TTRPG-related content over on my other channel, World Tree Quest, where we stream 6 days a week, and we're aiming to get away from D&D and move on to other TTRPGs. But we do currently have one Dragon Age TTRPG campaign going on Saturdays, and we've got loads of other things and new projects coming up that we would love to have new players come and join us for. If you go to my personal stuff at Oops All Brands, it's mostly just me being Scottish. That's pretty much it. But yep, Oops All Brands for Scottish and sometimes costume stuff, and World Tree Quests for any TTRPG related funds. I'm going to now pass over and go around our players and have them once again plug where you can find their lovely faces. Dip, where can we find you?
Hello. Hi, I was paying attention this time. So, I'm Serendipity. I am Serendipity, the entity with dots in between the words, mostly on TikTok and sometimes Instagram. I do mostly cosplay stuff. I think that's about it. I don't do a whole lot. I just like to dress up and play with my friends, so...
What greater reason is there for being part of this community? I like dressing up and playing with my friends. It's fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Dip. Chelsea, where can we find your lovely self?
Hi, you can find me over at Musicaholic492 on all the social media platforms. You can also find me at Chronicles of Chaos on social media platforms where we post episodes on YouTube and Spotify bi-weekly. And also, this upcoming Sunday, I will be over at Zatara's Tavern playing Fables of Ashman, a Daggerheart campaign. We just had our first episode 2 weeks ago, and we are coming back in on Sunday. It's going to be fun. My character's Southern, and she's very nervous right now.
It's a great reason to be nervous, says a Southern accent. Damn, that's caught me off guard there. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Thank you very much. Sorry, my brain has just shut off a little bit there. Sam, would you like to tell everybody where we can see your lovely self?
Absolutely. So there are a few places you guys can find me if you're looking to see more of what I do. Every other Tuesday over with the Celtic Wyvern King, we have a 5e D&D 5e game set in the wonderful world of Theros, doing a bit of a Magic the Gathering crossover right there. As well, you can, some of the other streams I was part of are currently on hold because of life issues. It is unfortunate, but it is unfortunately unavoidable. But you can also find me on Me and the Wife's channel over on the Starfield. We do have a few one-shots that are currently in the works, but as well I also do a variety stream. Me and a few friends of mine are currently going through a very heavily modded Valheim and struggling to stay alive.
All fantastic reasons to go and follow along. Thank you very much for that. Devlin, where can we find your lovely self?
Devlin the Bard, pretty much across the board. You can find me on social media. You can find me on Start Playing, where I run my business out of. I'll also be working on a few projects, D&D and tabletop related here in the near future. See you all in the next chapter.
Thank you very much for that there. Devlin, B, what about yourself? Where can we find your lovely self?
Hi everybody, I'm B. You can find me on all the social media places at B Does D&D, primarily TikTok and Instagram, where I do a mix of TTRPG and cosplay content. You can check it over there. I'd really appreciate it. You can also find me GMing on the Tales Guild channel, of which I am a founder, multiple times a week. We do things every Tuesday. We have Tales of Aegis, which is our fun fantasy campaign. And then every other Sunday, we have our Astral Guardians game, which is more of a Spelljammer game, but they are set in the same universe. It's pretty cool. It's connected stuff. It's pretty awesome. But yeah, and then also on the Dice Gnosticism channel every Wednesday playing in New Rollis, which is a 1920s inspired D&D campaign. It's a good fun time. It's nearly finished as well, so if you want to come in for the finale, it's perfect time. We're getting there. Yeah, there's the main places you can find me. If you want to hear more of my beautiful voice, you can also check out Era 313, which is a sci-fi drama podcast that I was a part of. It is now wrapped. Both seasons are fully completed. You can go and listen to it on primarily Spotify, but all the places like Apple Podcasts, stuff like that. Yeah, it's a really fun time. I play too, and it was an absolute honor to be a part of, and my first jump into the voice acting world. So yeah, that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for that info, B. And last and most certainly not least, Savannah, where can we find your lovely self?
Hello. Yes, you can find me on mostly TikTok, but everywhere as Savannah_Georgie. It's literally Savannah Georgia without the A. I did a lot of cosplay content on the TikTok, but right now, and I didn't mention this first time because I'm forgetful, currently heading a writers group. So that's where a lot of my focus is right now, in addition to cosplay. So if you want to be a part of that, you can find all that information on my socials. And yeah, that's what I got.
Absolutely fantastic. And a reminder once more, guys, that while we're all plugging ourselves here, that we could not have ran this game without the wonderful people at For the Cause. So if you are able to, guys, hit that follow, hit that subscribe button where you're watching this right now, because they put in a lot of hard work to bring these shows to you. And the last thing I will say is thank you so much again for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all next time. Bye.